Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor. Kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, we're talking all things politics with a sprinkle of world wrestling entertainment. Yeah, you see how I did that there? Yeah, politics and world wrestling entertainment. I'm going to talk about it both here on the show. First thing I want to bring up, talked about, as you know, we have big elections happening. It's midterm cycle. We have some congressional races. We have some Senate races. And in your backyards, you have local races happening. So we've been trying to talk about every single level of government here on a local level as well as on a federal level. But out in Michigan, there was a talked about race that involved a popular state senator Mallory McMorrow, who at the time, was like, oh, she could be the, a rising star in the political world, especially coming out of Michigan. But she has recently made the decision to drop out of the Senate race, which would now make that primary that she's in a two-person primary. And one individual that is leading right now is a former public health official, Abdul El Said, who is going against Representative Haley Stevens. Now, we've all seen a lot of upsets in these races. The upsets being that incumbents and established members of the Democratic Party has not been has not been quite successful in their races, their primary races, that is. You've seen a lot of Democratic socialists, progressives that are rising in their party. Now, we've seen it out in New York. We're seeing it happen in Colorado. We've seen it happen in Philadelphia. Could we see it happen in Michigan? Now you see the main race, Senate race out there. So it's a lot. And I've been bringing up the question, and I will be bringing up further on, should the Democratic Party embrace socialism as the new face of the Democratic Party? Or should they start a new party, right? Some folks saying they start a new party, but for the most part, a lot of folks are saying just embrace the winning strategy, right? So we're going to talk about that. Also, former U.S. Senator Joe Manchin out of Michigan, out of West Virginia, he is encouraging U.S. Senator John Fetterman out of Pennsylvania to be set free, leave the Democratic Party. It's too much, this and that and the other. Now, we all know Joe Manchin had been in office for a long time as a registered Democrat. Now, when he announced his retirement, he had said that he is leaving the party, which he did. He's now a registered independent, but he still says, hey, I'm a strong left-leaning independent, but I just think the two-party system hasn't been helping our society since really the whole two-party system was established. He's teaming with a lot of organizations that encourages the unity, the bipartisanship, X, Y, and Z. So you got that story, and then you got former Fox News host, conservative talker, Tucker Carlson, who had shared publicly that he will no longer support the Republican Party. Does that mean he's no longer a conservative? No. He's still that insane dude that talks some off the wall stuff, somebody that I highly don't really agree with. He's contemplating on starting a third party. And so is everybody and their mama trying to start a third party. So we got a lot to discuss here on the Arrington Gavin Show, y'all. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another great show. This is episode 624. As you know, you can tune into new episodes weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. You can listen to us on all major podcast platforms. We have the provided on the screen there. Other platforms you can listen to, some of our radio affiliates as well. But if you have not done so yet, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a growing channel that we see growth each and every day, and I could not thank you enough for those who have subscribed, those who have been a supporter and subscriber of this channel since day one. But we have a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers. We are slowly but surely coming on that cusp, that peak, right? But we need your help. We need your help because we want to keep on encouraging and spreading great conversation and just great narrative, right? Just to change the change of narrative. Because in this world, man, you can't have conversation anymore. It's all about yelling at each other. It's all about insulting one another. It's all about ignoring or not listening to the other point of views. And we need to live in a world where we respect other folks' opinion and perspective or point of view that they're trying to make, because it's all about civil dialogue. That's what we want to encourage here on the show. So again, subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate that. I hope you all enjoyed past shows that we've been having. Had the opportunity to have on Miss Erica Kopp, who is a Democratic primary candidate running in the Virginia's 1st congressional district. So that's a packed primary. I believe it's 7 in total in that primary. We had the opportunity to not only interview Erica, but we also interviewed Tim Sawinski and Elizabeth Dempsey Beggs. So 3 of those candidates all in the same primary, in the same district, hoping to unseat current Virginia Congressman Rob Whitman. Yes, Rob Whitman. And so had a great conversation with her. Then following the following day, I had on Mr. Ozan Duran. He is an independent candidate running in a local race, my home city of Chesapeake, Virginia. He's running as a independent candidate for Chesapeake City Council. So again, I hope you enjoyed those conversations. We have plans on having some other candidates, local, federal candidates on, even some elected officials, former elected officials. So you're going to be in for a treat here on the show. What else? I hope you all are having a wonderful day, surviving out there in this heat. I'm staying hydrated. I got all my water and my Gatorade and you name it. I got everything just to stay hydrated because it has been record temperatures out here. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th, because even though that was like a few days ago, but still, I hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable weekend. I hope you all are again staying hydrated, and yeah, I'm just glad to be talking with you all today. So let's go ahead and take a break. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We got some bills to pay for first, before we get going on our conversation. So y'all, you listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere and do not change that dial. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. and we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
I'm Aaron Phillips. Join me Saturdays at 12:30 as I host The Voice of 757. I'll share news, events, happenings, and the people that shape the 757. That's The Voice of 757, Saturday afternoon at 12:30 right here on Sky 4.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All righty, ladies and gents, let's get going with our first story. As I mentioned earlier in the show, there was a very competitive primary race in Michigan for the Michigan U.S. Senate, and a state senator has dropped out of that race. Somebody who at the time was looked at as a very strong competitor, someone who was in favor of possibly winning that primary. Her name is Mallory McMorrow. She was a state senator out in Michigan. Let me go ahead and share the let me see if I have it right here. Share her announcement video that she posted on her social media. Let's go ahead and play that for you.
I'm suspending my campaign for United States Senate. And I'm doing it with a deep, deep sense of gratitude for our thousands of volunteers, for everyone who donated what you could, building a campaign with zero corporate PAC dollars, for my staff who built this team up from nothing. I thank you. For my family, for Ray, who believed in me long before I ever believed in myself, and for Noah, our 5-year-old who presses her hands up against the window to wave goodbye every morning when I leave for work. Remember, Mom, she reminded me recently, it's not about if you win. It's about trying hard and having fun. She's right. So I want to be very clear about what this announcement is not. I may be suspending this campaign, but I am not leaving the fight. I never planned on politics. After the 2016 election, I felt lost. I picked up my phone and I typed 5 words into the search bar: how to run for office. And here's what I learned. When regular people get in the fight, things can change. In my very first election, we flipped a district against the incumbent. 4 years later, with so many of you, we flipped the Michigan Senate for the first time in nearly 40 years. And we didn't stop at winning. We repealed Michigan's abortion ban. We raised wages. We made sure every child gets breakfast and lunch at school. We made it easier to go to college. We expanded civil rights, voting rights, and so much more. These wins took thousands of us, showing up every single day, refusing to give up when there were setbacks. That's why I'm staying in this fight and why I need you to stay in it with me. Now, I haven't been shy about calling for new leadership and a better Democratic Party. I mean it. The energy is there. People are crying out for change, and we owe it to them to listen. Then we need to build it up together from the ground up. So here's what we do next. Every day through November 3rd, we win this Senate seat, and we send Mike Rogers back to Florida for good. Whoever wins this primary on August 4th will have my full support. Then let's elect Jocelyn Benson as our next governor. Let's flip the state house and expand our majority in the state Senate. Let's elect Democrats up and down the ticket and show the rest of the country what it means to fight like Michigan. 10 years ago, I started this work heartbroken, typing 5 words into a search bar. And I learned the only thing that has ever really changed this country: ordinary people who love something enough to fight for it. I love this country. I love Michigan. And I love the little girl who waves at me from the window every morning, trusting the grown-ups to leave her a state and a country worth inheriting. That's who I'm fighting for. And I'm not going anywhere. I hope that you'll join me.
Alrighty, so that was state senator and former primary candidate for U.S. Senate Mallory McMorrow, who has again dropped out the race. She did state that whoever wins that primary has her full support. Let's see exactly if that's going to be true, depending on who wins the race, because here's why I look at it. With this announcement, right? With this announcement, and I put up this post for those who are watching, because this now puts Abdul El Said in the lead. Now, he is a former public health official. They've even said he's leans more into the new the Democratic Socialist side of the party. And we've seen, and look, I've said it here on the show, those big upsets, right, were in very liberal districts and states and cities. So to say is the Democratic Socialist movement, is that the new face? Are they taking the lead in this primary right now? Are they the new? Are they going to be the new Democratic Party? Now, look, I've seen there have been a large number. There's been New York, there's been Colorado, there's been PA. Now, possibly could be Michigan. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm very curious on how this turns out. So with her dropping out of this Senate race, it makes it a 2-person primary showdown between Said and Representative Haley Stevens. Now, let me read you this from NBC News. Says here, the setting stakes a 2-way clash between the party's center and its progressive left flank. Now, McMorrow did not endorse either of the remaining candidates, but she did say whoever the winner is, they will have her full support. The winner will face the former Representative Mike Rogers, who is backed by President Donald Trump and unopposed for the Republican nomination. Now, the seat is open this fall because Democratic incumbent Gary Peters is not seeking re-election, and the race for it stands to be a critical battleground for partisan control for the Senate. Representative Stevens, who's one of the candidates in here, Haley Stevens has run a campaign tethering tightly to the Democratic establishment with support from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York and other party mainstays in Michigan, including former Senator Debbie Stabenow. Conversely, El Said, an unsuccessful candidate for governor in 2018, has aligned himself further left, boasting endorsement from Senator Bernie Sanders, independent senator out of Vermont, and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez out of New York. Now, McMorrow attempted to split the difference between the two, but had trouble maintaining traction. Her statement recently did not offer an explicit reason for her decision to exit this race. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a large growth of progressives and socialists in the Democratic Party. And I won't even just say that. I would say I think there's a massive growth of unsatisfied Democratic voters. There is a large number of unsatisfied Democratic voters. And the average Democratic voter is like saying, I ain't seeing jack, you know what, happening. I don't see, where's the momentum? Where's the growth? I'm seeing us lose every single time. And it's just, we're tired. We're tired. The fact of the matter is, we're living in a world where we're led by a guy who cares more about tanning and looking pretty on TV and just it's unreal the fact that the left have taken the biggest loss during the presidential race that has now affected the whole game at this point, right? It's brought the pedestal, it brought the totem pole so down, right, for folks to run. Like, I mean, it's just the bar is so low. So then I go ahead to say we have a lot of unsatisfied Democratic voters. And when they look at folks like a Zohran Mamdani, when they look at folks like a Bernie and AOC, at that time when they did that tour, I mean, they're seeing folks do things, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, Chuck Schumer, okay, Hakeem Jeffries, the party has got to start seeing eye to eye and stop being competitors. Stop making a personality contest. Stop satisfying your donors. Stop satisfying your corporate greeds and not satisfying the people. Recent polls have shown El Said ascendant in a close race with Stevens and McMorrow, slipping into third place. Attention on El Said and his formidable prospects increased last month after primary wins by trios of congressional candidates backed by New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist. The Michigan race is seen as a test of whether the far left energy scene is in deep blue enclaves can translate to Midwest swing states. Now, Michigan race had turned bitter in the recent weeks. Both El Said and McMorrow have called for new leadership in the Senate, a shot at Chuck Schumer. By extension, his preferred candidate, Stevens, has also garnered criticism for her support from, how can I couldn't have guessed it, pro-Israel groups and taking corporate PAC money. Look, my friends, I think a lot of incumbents, incumbents and establish those that are considered, candidates of the establishment. It makes it a harder journey for them during this race, because we all know that elections have consequences. Elections cost money. Campaigns cost money. But when you start seeing these races in the high millions, folks are starting to point out, okay, where are these millions coming from? Are they just coming from, people with money? Is that from, small donations? Oh, corporations. Okay, so what would that mean once elected? If you're receiving this funding, how can citizens think that you're going to be looking out in their best interest once elected? And so that's why it's a new strategy in these new during the campaign cycle now. If you have your name, if your name is behind APAC money, if you have received APAC money, that is something that will forever be in the the attack ad against you. That will be put against you. You now have current elected officials that have given back corporate money, that has said we've refused now. It's all a part of the game. It's all a part of the strategy. They're like, okay, is it too late to say I returned all my money? I'm not going to receive any money anymore. I can't do. It's crazy. The Michigan race has turned. Oh, I'm sorry. I've already read that to you. Uh, now, Saeed made a direct pitch to McMorrow supporters, saying throughout this campaign, Senator McMorrow showed what it looks like to fight back against against a politics that rigs the system against too many of us. While we have policy disagreements, I never questioned whether Senator McMorrow would fight for a better America for my daughters and hers. Um, I welcome her supporters to our movement to stand up against money in politics, to put money back into pockets and pass Medicare for all. We cannot allow the establishment to decide our nominee for us. I can't disagree with that. I cannot disagree. I fully agree the fact that politics, we've seen that they could care less about voters' rights, in my honest opinion, right? And I'm coming from the Commonwealth of Virginia, where at one point we had this huge battle for redistricting, right? Which is gerrymandering. So already, gerrymandering, political, nothing to do with the people, political. Okay, then you have the election, people voted in favor for the redistricting, and then Supreme Court says no after over 3 million people voted in favor for it. So you see what I'm saying? It's like we've seen time and time again where it's like, okay, you're taking so much power out of our hand, yet you continue to promote and spread the word, saying, because I say it too, that your vote is your voice and make your voices heard by voting. And I still stand by that. I'm no politician. I'm just a person where it's like, okay, if I know I don't vote, then what the hell, what else can I do? Right? What else can I do? Now, you can continue to protest, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, community activists are those that are encouraging folks to get out there and vote. Because if you don't do that, then you have those in office that don't stand for your best interest continue to win, right? While you have these folks that run unopposed because they, or folks that don't come out and be transparent with community. Like they like, oh, why do I need to go out and do all this stuff? I'm gonna get in regardless. It's ridiculous, and it's even more ridiculous because I mentioned corporate greed, right? These elections, I've seen elections even on a local level hit in the almost close in the high six figures, almost to the millions on a local level. Now, obviously, when you're running for Congress or U.S. Senate, your elections are going to be in the millions for sure. Easy, right? But it's unfortunate. It's sad because to me, I feel like, money shouldn't be the thing that wins you elections. It should be votes, right? Stevens, for her part, called McMorrow an important voice for Michigan and said she looks forward to working with her in the future. Anyone who raises their hand to serve the people of Michigan and puts forward thoughtful ideas for how they would learn earns my respect. As we enter in the final month of the primary election, Stevens added, I'm excited to continue to make my case to Michiganders why I'm the strongest Democrat to defeat Mike Rogers this November, lower costs, protect manufacturing jobs, and stand up for Trump's abuse of power. So, y'all, we will continue to keep eyes on this Michigan race because I have a group of friends that we stay on a text chain, and when we heard about this removal, heard about McMorrow dropping out of the Senate race, we're like, uh-oh, looks like that gives more of a lead for Saeed again, because you now have establishment against a progressive, establishment against relatable issues, relatable folks that are like, okay, you're a new face, you're a new voice, you're not scared to speak truth to power, you're not scared to say no on the funding and yes on the people. You know what I mean? Like establishment and a new person within the field. It's especially somebody that's backed by Chuck Schumer, who's not well liked by a lot of Democratic voters and even some of the Democratic elected officials. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I hear, the lack of the lack of excitement when they bring up the names of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. Every time I'm in conversation, they're like, "Oh gosh, oh," it's just, we will see. But it is a shift. I will say it is a massive shift happening in the Democratic Party. Let's go ahead and digress from this one, my friends, and moving on to a story about Tucker Carlson. So we talk a lot about Tucker here. Good old Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson has shared recently that he is thinking about possibly starting a third party. After this comes after the announcement where he shared that he can no longer support the Republican Party, and not just him, but other very strong and MAGA voices like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has been insane in the membrane since being entering into our lives in politics, but she also had shared the same thoughts of Tucker Carlson, saying, yeah, I can no longer support the Republican Party. I can't do it. I won't do it, and I'm done. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be a Democrat, but I can't support the Republican Party. So Tucker Carlson shared that, right? It shocked a lot of people because Tucker Carlson, who openly endorsed and was on the campaign trail with Donald Trump, he has been a extreme controversial conservative talker for years. He was a popular voice on Fox News until he got fired, and now he has this successful platform that's an independent platform called, I believe, Tucker Carlson Network or something like that. And so he shared, and I'm reading this from The Guardian, Tucker Carlson floats the idea of new political party in a recent U.S. interview. After sharing, he aired his frustration with Trump. Tucker wants to help build a new political party in the United States, he said recently, though he gave scant details about the party and did not indicate whether he was referring to a concrete project or merely musing. He dismissed the idea of running for office as part of that new party. I don't want to be a candidate, but he had said that he has made secret of his he has made no secret of his frustration with Trump's administration, and especially its war with Iran. Now, in recent months, he has expressed regret for formally supporting Trump, and just in recent weeks that there was no chance he would support Republicans or Democrats in the midterm election this November. So just listen carefully. Tucker Carlson's talking about starting his own party. Now, I say good luck to anybody that wants to start their own party. It will take some time. I mean, I'm a person who I being an independent, right? I'm not married to a party. I will say there is a party that I've always kept tabs on, and that's the Forward Party, right? That was started by Democrats, independents, and Republicans. It's another form of a unity party. But Forward Party is still growing, right? I have my good friend Lenny Friedman, who's the vice chair of the Forward Party of North Carolina, and so I'll have him on from time to time, and we see growth happening in the state of Carolina with the Forward Party. But it will take time. There was a story that I shared with you all a while back. I think John Morgan, who is a popular attorney, billionaire, who was a longtime donor to the Democratic Party, was so fed up with the Democratic Party after the presidential election that he has started his own party. I think it was called like the Common Ground Party or something like that. It was something stupid. And I'll be honest, I didn't care for the name, nor did I care for, I think he calls them like grounders or something. And he did like a contest. Someone say, hey, look, whoever comes with a great name, I think you win like a cash prize. And so he's out of Florida. So now they're starting. I mean, when you think about it, though, I like having multiple options, which that's what we want. But the part that sucks is, okay, it's about ballot access. It's about ballot access because you can have a ton. There's so many political parties. There really is. You have the Democrat, Republican, you have the Green Party, you have the Libertarian Party, you have the People's Party, you have the you have the Forward Party. That's just 6. I know I'm blanking on some other parties, but you have a lot of parties. But by the time it's voting season, you're only gonna see 2. You might see 3. You might see a third. Then you have folks that run as independents. So it's always just back and forth with how that goes. But he escalated that line of thought in an interview with Colombian journalist Review CJR. He said, "I do know what really matters is war and finance," suggesting that pro-Israel donors had pressured Trump into attacking Iran. And on those questions, the parties are in lockstep solidarity with each other. That's not a democracy. That's one party state posing as a democracy, and it needs to be broken, and there's going to be a third party, and I'm going to do everything I can to bring that about. He added, "I'm going to help build a third party. There should be a good faith effort to figure out what benefits the country. I mean, if you make $60,000 a year, you're degraded. Your life expectancy has gone down, and the promise of your children's lives is likely gone. I officially don't care about Hamas. The U.S. government should have as its first priority the welfare of its own people." Now, Carlson also said, he went on to sharing, there should be a party that is speaking for most people, and I'm going to build it. Absolutely. And I'm going to build it. Despite frequent speculation that he might seek he, however, other political influence, both through his broadcasting and through behind the scenes lobbying for of a president, Trump, who was once the nightly viewer of Carlson's show on Fox. So, not going to expanding or reading on the article, but I want to ask you all: are you in favor, for my listeners, for those who lean more right? Are y'all in favor of a third party created by Tucker Carlson, and do you think it will be successful? Because Tucker Carlson is, let me tell you something, the conservative movement love them some Tucker Carlson. They love them some Tucker Carlson. So do you think he should start that party? And if so, who should he have as to help start it up? Should it be Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey? Should it be I don't know, should Fetterman be involved in that? I mean, who should help be the face besides him, right? Should Megyn Kelly be a part of it? I mean, who? Candace Owens, Alex Jones, who should it be? I'm curious, because everybody, look, it's bad when everybody want to start doing their own political parties. Like, people are just tired. People are just over it. They're like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? This and that and the other. They're just like, can't take it anymore. But we will see, though. We will see. I'll look more into it. But I think that's an interesting story. Especially coming from Tucker Carlson, somebody who endorsed this president, that he is, since said, I apologize for that endorsement. I feel so bad that I encourage folks to endorse, to vote for this guy. I feel really bad. I'm like, yeah, right. I mean, it's all comical. And see, the timing is everything for me because they're doing all this stuff. They're doing all this stuff now during this man's last term. And I know there's a lot of folks that are saying, you sure it's going to be his last term? Because I think he's trying to do another 4 more years. That's not going to happen, y'all. I promise you. I mean, I don't believe, there's things I believe, and I know you cannot not be, you got to be prepared and aware of this man because he says a lot of stuff, but he also does do stuff that is just like, that's so, illegal. That how could he make that happen? How could you? So it wouldn't surprise me coming from this guy, especially coming from this guy's mouth. But there's not going to be another term for Trump. Now he can easily try and find a replica of him, which is as of right now is a JD Vance. But it's just interesting how a lot of his supporters that were so strong supporting him during the campaign is now like some of the few that are against him. So it's interesting. Let's take a quick breather from politics and move it on to something that I've always enjoyed is wrestling. That's right. World Wrestling Entertainment. I've always been a huge wrestling fan as a kid. And now we are seeing a we're seeing just huge growth and a shift with this new movement here in the just the I guess the World Wrestling Entertainment space, because professional wrestling now it's always been a business, but this is making like crazy money to the form of billions, almost trillions. They're having pay-per-views overseas on a regular. They're not having not one pay-per-view show, but they're having it 2 nights in a row. They're on streaming platforms. They're on this, they're on that. They're making so much bread until it's crazy. But in wrestling news, a major WWE star is reportedly departing the company. Former WWE champion Sheamus will be departing the company shortly when his contract expires. Says here in the history of the WWE, only 56 men have held the WWE championship, none across the wrestling industry, as the top prize in all of sports entertainment. If you hold this title, you are forever in the history books among the greats in the world of professional wrestling. Now, the former multi-time champion Sheamus is set to depart WWE. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Sheamus is set to depart once his contract expires. WWE reportedly approached Sheamus about restructuring his deal while he's been sidelined with an injury. The Celtic Warrior swiftly rejected the offer. Sheamus suffered a shoulder injury in November of last year while teaming up with John Cena and Rey Mysterio against the Judgment Day. He would end up having surgery to repair the injury the following month. Now, as for the current contract status, it's set to expire soon, leaving WWE with no reason to impose a 90-day non-compete as they did with the New Day, which, the New Day is no longer with the WWE. Sheamus seemingly signed a new contract with the WWE in September of 2024. So if that's the case, it appears to have been only a 2-year deal. Now, the big question here, where does he land? Is he done with professional wrestling as far as a performer, right? Does he go into commentating elsewhere? Does he go into movies? Does he go podcasting? Like, what's going to be next for Sheamus? So, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is WWE's competitor, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, right? Where you get a lot of WWE talent has left WWE and then went on to go to AEW. They they go there, and then they end up talking junk about WWE. You have Road Dogg is now with AEW, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, there's a number. Edge, Christian, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's been with AEW for the longest. Cody Rhodes was at one point with them. And so it's interesting. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen next. Several of Sheamus, it says here, close friends is with the rival company, including Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli, two men in the WWE known as The Bar, who's held tag team gold in the company on 5 different occasions. Sheamus was also on the mountain bike ride with Adam Copeland, Edge. Okay. I've mentioned Christian Cage, whoever he goes by. Daniel Bryan, which in I think AEW is Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe. I mean, they got a handful. AEW is pretty popular. I've tuned in to AEW. I've been to actually an AEW live show. It's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Is this a huge loss for the WWE? No, because Sheamus has been, for one, he's been down for injury, but he has not been like a premier guy in that, in WWE for quite a while. He is a wrestler. Like folks will recognize him if they see him in public. Oh man, that's Sheamus. But he's not like a headliner. He hasn't been a headliner for a long time. Not like when he first had joined. It says here he's been with WWE since 2007, so he's been with them for a little over 20 years, I believe, or close to it. But yeah, he hasn't held a championship in a minute. Not really solid rivalries. Again, somebody will say, "Hey, look, I'm here to see Sheamus." So I just think it was that time to say, well, the WWE has so many wrestlers, so many, and they're always going to be like the highest, the strongest wrestling company in the world, right? Professional wrestling company in the world. So they're bringing folks from out of state, straight out of professional sports, straight from the Olympic. I mean, they got a slew of talent. So I guarantee you, they're not going to be, disappointed or like panicky once Sheamus is gone. Yeah, they'll be disappointed, but they're not gonna be like, oh man, how can we replace him? It's not gonna happen. Let's go ahead and take another break, and we come back. We have a couple more stories we want to share with you. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back at these commercial breaks.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. I want to talk about this story here. Here in my home area of the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, a local story which has actually garnered national news brings in the conversation of like, where do universities, like, where do they lie their support toward? Do they truly support the students, or do they support their donors, right? You can relate this to politics of some sort, but that's what comes to mind when I think about this, because here in my here in my hometown, one of our local universities, at the time, was Virginia Wesleyan University, which has been a long establishment for many years, has announced a name change, and the name change will no longer be called Virginia Wesleyan. It'll be called Baton University. So they already have officially changed the name, after its boards of trustees voted unanimously to rename the institution in honor of a longtime benefactor, Jane Baton, and the Baton family. Now, just a quick fun fact before I go on to talk on this, because I don't have much time, but I know the Baton family, and I know them very well. I was a classmate as well as a teammate of one of the Baton grandkids, and good friends. Whenever we run, I haven't seen them really since the I would say high school days, but it was a small school. We all keep it in contact, and so still remain pretty close, right? So if we ever run into, I mean, we'll embrace like if it was yesterday, right? And great peoples, even the family. Now, I did run into a few of the members of the family at a function at my old high school, maybe like a couple of months ago. But great people, really, really great people. And this is not an attack. This whole story is not an attack. The protesters are not against the Baton family, just overall the story. So let me go ahead and share you this clip here, and then I'll talk a little bit about it on the other side.
Well, I think what I'm doing is disavowing any association with this Baton University going forward. I'm hoping that all of my thousands of students who I taught over 32 years will withhold their donations and send them somewhere else.
Virginia Wesleyan's being erased. They're not keeping any part of the name in anything. They're erasing everything about Virginia Wesleyan. And so it's a sad day for Virginia Wesleyan alumni across the country and the world. It really is just the day we're gone.
Well, I think
so that was a brief message from past alumni who are not happy about the name change. Let me just read you some little key snippets of this. So the university cited several reasons for the name change. First one, recognition of extraordinary philanthropy. So the Baton family has supported the university since 1978, okay, and has contributed an estimate well over $100 million towards scholarships, academic programs, campus facilities, endowed professorships, the Baton Honors College, environmental initiatives, and other major projects. University leaders describe their impact as a transformational for a private institution that does not receive state funding. Boom. That's one. Positioning the university for the future. The school officials said the new name is intended to strengthen the institution's brand nationally and internationally while reflecting its evolution beyond its original identity. They emphasize that the university remains rooted in the liberal arts, but has expanded into graduate education, online programs, international partnerships, and workforce development. Now, according to the university, the name change does not alter its academic mission, accreditation, athletic programs, or commitment to students. Officials said that Virginia Wesleyan legacy would continue to be honored even as the institution operates under the Baton University name. Again, when I look at folks who have, I'm gonna be honest, if they help keep the lights running, if they have helped kept the lights running since 78, I don't see that as an issue. Universities do go over, they change. Sometimes they might change their mascot. Sometimes they might change their colors. Sometimes they might change their, I don't know. Sometimes they might change their motto. I mean, universities do go under changes. Now, I get it. Name changes, fully name changes could be, can be a little, is not really familiar, doesn't really happen on a regular basis, but change occurs. Virginia Wesleyan has been in existence for a long time, and I'll be honest, being a private school, because I attended a private university, right? A university that did not receive any state funding, and it shows because they had a huge effect after the pandemic year. During the pandemic, excuse me, during the pandemic and after the pandemic, they had a huge hit that they have yet to really pick up on. And so it is fortunate the fact that you have folks who have, and again, I know the Batten family personally, they are very, very, very cheerful givers. They're very, very successful. The patriarch of the family, Frank Batten, I believe Frank Batten Sr., who's been deceased for some for many years now. He helped he founded the Weather Channel. So that just gives you let me just throw that out there. Like, he was the guy that he founded the freaking Weather Channel. So that just tells you the kind of money that that they have. But at the end of the day, they were folks, in my opinion, that never you can talk with them and don't even know that they come from wealth like that. Again, very humble people, very sweet and generous folks, very respectful. Virginia Wesleyan has been known by the name since 1961. Okay, so they've been known from the name since 61. The Battens has started contributing to the university since 78. Not a far reach. First as a college and then later as a university. Many alumni feel their degree and school identity are tied to the Virginia Wesleyan name and worry that 60-plus year legacy has been erased. Feeling left out of the decision, many alumni said they were blindsided by the announcement and believed there should have been broader consultation before such a significant change. Some organizations petitioned and wrote letters to board of trustees asking more transparency. I can't disagree with that, right? Include alumni, do a campaign and say, hey, look, we're pursuing a change in name. Are you for it? And if you're not, then we'll keep the name Virginia Wesleyan. That I do agree with. That I do agree with. And again, the frustration is not towards the Batten family, it's towards really the board of trustees of not including alumni, students, saying, where's our saying in this, right? Where is our saying in this? It's sad to that folks feel like they're been left out and that they have not been, even though those students helped build the university. But again, hey, folks, follow that money. But we will continue to talk about this on the next show here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you so much for your support. Stay safe, stay informed, and I will talk to you soon for another great conversation. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.